Hi guys, welcome to my first ever live. Oh my goodness, I didn't think this would ever happen. Oh wow. So I thought I would just come on here and just test the waters really. It's a very experimental live at the moment. We're just seeing how we're kind of see what we're doing really in terms of my YouTube channel going forward and what you would like to see. That's really why I'm doing it. I want to get out content for you all, really to gain a lot of information about vision loss, about how I cope on a day-to-day basis being completely blind. And you know, it's a really difficult one because a lot of people who are blind or visually impaired have, you know, many different ways of adapting and coping and depending on their sight loss journey. So I really want to be a kind of inspiration for many people, because when I lost my sight, there was nothing like YouTube. There was nothing that I could really connect to. There was no online community for you know, teenagers my age, and I really wanted to make this channel a part of my journey and a part of your journey, so you can come on here and look up what I do and, you know, what I want you. Sorry, I can hear things in the background.
Hello,
which are
Keely, and she loves your makeup.
Hi Keely. Oh, she's live. That's cool. So I really wanted to come on here and just do some things to enable people to really gain some confidence, because it took me a while to really gain, you know, my confidence in what I could do. But actually, you know, regardless of sight loss, I want to show people that anything is possible. You know, you've just got to want it enough. So yeah, here I am, and I want to know what you think about this channel and what you would like to see going forward. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I'm an open book.
I have a question for you. Okay. How are you coping with lockdown?
How am I coping with lockdown? Oh my, well, okay. So it's not too bad. I have to admit, I do get really anxious about going out, because while the majority of people out and about are really good at social distancing, there are a few that really do ruin it for the majority of people. Sorry, I'm getting really.
What about social distancing?
Yeah, I was just going to come on to that, but you're clicking at me. So social distancing, that's what I was saying. As a blind person, I find it so difficult to know how far away people are. So my one ask is, if you see someone with a guide dog or a long cane, give them that space, because, you know, they're not going to know you're there. And obviously it's a risk for you and it's a risk for them. And we want to make sure that everyone's going to stay safe and everyone has those freedoms in terms of getting out and about, because it's really good for exercise. So yeah, this is just me in raw form, no editing. And also the quality will get better because this is just on a Surface Pro at the moment. So we are investing in getting better kit so I can do more live streaming, and obviously the audio. So it's not going to be going forward. So I promise you the audio will be a lot better.
Why are you doing YouTube?
Why am I doing YouTube? I'm doing YouTube because I want to be an inspiration and a role model for people with sight loss. So, for example, anyone who is experiencing sight loss, I want them to have a space where they can connect with someone and also get any information, you know, to enable people to have that. Because like I was saying previously, that, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't have that. So, you know, I want to put out content that's going to be firstly educational and interesting, but also to share some of my journey in my sight loss and what I do on a day-to-day and how I go about living my life as someone who's, you know, no sight at all.
Do people who are blind and low vision need to learn Braille? Is it important?
For me, Braille is a lifeline. I learnt Braille when I was about 10 years old, and I just found it something that I really think is important for people to be able to learn to do. Yes, we have technology, and yes, it's important, but Braille is so good for literacy. And actually, if you are thinking like you're in a classroom or you work, you know, you're out in the office working, you want to be able to connect with your pals and your teachers, but also you want to be able to connect with, you know, your learning. So if you have something in your ear like JAWS or voiceover, you know, you're going to miss out on half of the conversation. So for me, Braille is essential, and I think everybody should learn Braille, definitely.
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, oh, that's a really good one. My biggest fear is, I know it's probably going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but just being abused, like verbally abused and physically abused, because obviously many years ago I had a spout of hate crime, and I haven't spoken about this on my channel, and I will do actually, because I think many people probably would be horrified to hear about my hate crime. So I do fear that, and I have got a lot of confidence back, but that is my main fear, is being targeted, being bullied for being blind. And while you might sit there and think, who would do that, you know, to someone who is not able to identify them, that is one of my biggest fears, is just being constantly targeted by people in the street.
And when you are out in the street, other than that, because most people are quite helpful, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
What sort of environmental cues and clues are you paying attention to navigate?
For me, as someone who has no sight at all, this is something that I've learned over the years. As working with Marty, my guide dog, he looks out for obstacles and, you know, guides me safely around those. However, it is a work in partnership, so we work together. So he'll be looking out for that, and I'll be listening for, you know, traffic, for people about, and, you know, that's how I navigate. So kind of I'm doing the listening and the talking in terms of giving him the commands, and he's doing the visuals. So I'm, you know, very much on alert, really. It's like a pilot, you know, you never kind of switch off, because, you know, you're always listening out for dangers, you're listening out for cues like traffic lights, signals, all these sorts of things, all the environmental things that people often don't think about. And actually, it's another really good point for me is, you know, I kind of feel with my feet as I'm walking. I mean, most of you do know what you're walking on, but for me, every little bump, every tactile surface is a cue for me. So, you know, I know if I'm counting steps that I'm going to be, you know, from where I'm counting to maybe the crossing, it's about 20 steps. So I do that a lot.
When you're walking along the street with Marty, what are you feeling through the harness handle?
Marty, oh my goodness. I can tell when he's really excited and that there's another dog, because his tail goes straight up in the air. And, you know, I know through the harness he can be really, really excited, because the harness tension goes up. So it's not like a gentle kind of stroll along the road. It's more of a like, let's go, I'm on alert, I'm really excited.
Excellent. And obviously it's very hard to keep the position on the camera, and I guess the temptation would be to carry on leaning back, wouldn't it, which might get you out of focus. But how do you know where the camera is?
Firstly, I need to kind of identify where I might be looking at. So for example, the Surface Pro, so I've got my fingers lightly touching the side, so I'm hopefully kind of keeping in focus and looking at the camera. Although I can't see it, it's really important that I kind of remember in my mind where the camera is, because otherwise I'm going to be looking off the side, and that's not deliberate. That's not because I don't want to answer the questions. It's just, you know, knowing where it is.
Hello from Alex Ramsden.
Hi, Alex.
Any more than that? I mean, investing time in your viewers.
I hope you're well, Alex. How are you coping with lockdown? How are you dealing with, you know, social isolation and social distancing, as someone who also is blind as well? So I'll wait to
you just say nothing. He'd be 10 minutes answering that when you're just going to say nothing. That's fine. No worries. We'll just... No. I'll let him answer that, and, you know, I'll come back to it when he does ping a question. Remember, this is just like a practice. I've never done this before, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to get a lot better at it and not so nervous. When is your next live stream after this one?
My next live stream is at 7 p.m. UK time. So it's just another practice. It's for me to really get a feel for how it works, what I can talk about, and just kind of really opening myself up to the universe, into YouTube verse, because it's a really big thing to go live. Such a massive platform, and it's just quite daunting sitting on this side. It's when I do watch live streams, I think, oh, that'd be easy, but actually sitting here thinking
it's super easy.
It's not easy at all. It's really difficult.
What solutions are you going to be looking to work at? Because at the moment, whenever there's a question, I'm going out and listening to it on voiceover to read, and then I'm having to say it. And how are you going to get around that moving forward?
I think it's practice makes perfect. And I've got my phone here in front of me, and I will probably be logging in, trying to listen to the messages, and then speaking and answering those as best I can. It might not be a smooth operation to begin with, but I'm up for the challenge. I think it'll be. I think it's a really good thing, actually, because I want people to feel connected to me as much as I love my viewers and my subscribers. I want people to be able to kind of get a real me, not just a video. I want people to get the kind of personal side.
Okay, I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing this right, because I'm also listening here at the same time. Firstly, Whittaku says, good day to you.
Hi, Whittaku.
So apologies if I'm saying that wrong. That's the last one. Alex Ramson says he lives on his own. I'm paraphrasing slightly because I've gone out and listened to it. Lives on his own, although it's a bit tough. He's been FaceTiming an awful lot of people. The question I would ask is, Alex, do you know the people you're FaceTiming, or is it like, hi?
Lots of people have been using FaceTime as a means of being able to speak to family, to friends. And I know that I've got now use of Zoom. I'm absolutely loving Zoom, although I'm not really well up on all of its features. I just think that's a really good way of communicating and keeping that connection with your friends and loved ones. So you can just have that, because it's a really lonely time, especially if you live on your own. It's really difficult to be able to kind of get that human contact. And I think that's a really good way of moving forward, is having those Zooms and those FaceTimes. I use FaceTime a lot for example, I FaceTimed my mum to make sure that my makeup was okay. So technology is great when it works.
Okay, so over from where I am, Alex Ransom says, ha ha, yes I do, and the camera lens is sort of this way.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, excellent. Well, it's really good. And keep those questions coming, guys, because it's really good to have you here. And like I say, I am investing a lot into my YouTube channel not only to make great content. I hope you'll be the judge of that, not me, but to make sure that the audio is going to be really good, and for those people who you can see, to make sure that the video is as crisp as it can be. So for me, that's really important. I think from where I've come in terms of my YouTube journey, I've had it for many years, but not really YouTubed for years, really, up until about 3 years ago, when I did my final walk with my previous guide dog Mac. And from there, I really felt that this is a platform that I really want to get my message out to as many people as possible about living life as a blind person. So I am investing in lots of good kit, so you're going to get the best viewing possible. Final question from me. I mean, obviously, if anybody's got any questions, they should bung them in the box there. Are there plans to get the piece of kit you need to use a professional broadcast camera for your live streams? Yes. In due course. Yeah, exactly. That is the GoPro, I believe, isn't it? GoPro or a capture card that will work with the GH5. Yeah, so we're going to be using a lot of those different things, so I'm able to maybe do a live stream out and about as well. And be honest, because there's not an issue with this, is there? Is I try to geek out as much as I can, so an awful lot of the time I just say, yeah, this is what we need, and we sort of work on it. Yeah, honestly, guys, I have absolutely no idea with cameras, audio kit. That's not really my bag. I'm more of a fashion, makeup, kind of live life girl. I'm not really into that kind of geeky stuff. So although it's really good, and I want to invest in my YouTube channel because I think it will make it really good, but that's just not really me. Alex Ramsden, hope you, Sammy and Marty are okay, coping. Oh yeah, we are carping. We are coping.
We are carping, yeah.
We are. We're coping really well, thanks, Alex. I think it's important, you know, not only to get out for that once a day exercise, but also like keeping your frame of mind positive and productive. So like e-learning and doing long online courses has been one way that I've kind of been able to really maintain some sort of normality and not going insane and things like that. But also I do work for guide dogs, so at the moment I'm you know working as well, so I've kind of got things to keep me busy and other projects on the line, and obviously you YouTube and my viewers.
And have you got a call to action in a very informal way?
I have. If you liked if you enjoy what you see, guys, and you like any of my videos, you know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe, because it definitely helps out the channel and grow, and I want to spread the love, and to show that just because you know you're visually impaired or you're blind, it doesn't stop you from living the life you choose. So yeah, spread the word. I'm here. And thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea because I'm
7 p.m. tonight for the next one. We will have it lit properly at some point as well.
We will do. And I'll maintain kind of social distancing as I'm doing now. Thanks, guys.